think it was probably a good couple of weeks before the rains really hit last time, and we were actually commenting on how the plumage, because obviously the weavers change the plumage from winter to summer. They become a lot more duller during the winter. Obviously it helps them to survive, camouflage themselves, and then as they go into the spring, they start to gain their breeding plumage, and as I say, as the rain's hitting, then they start to build their nests. And it's actually sort of perceived, if the weavers' nests are quite low down over water, it means you're not going to get a good rainy season, but if they're quite high up, then you are. But as I say, this last year that went, our weavers kind of miscalculated, I think. So there was a few nests that ended up in the water. And they go right through, and every time they build a nest, the female will come and check it out. If she likes it, she'll mate with the male, and then he'll move on to build the new one. If she doesn't like it, depending on the species, she'll either destroy it or he will. So he has to start all over again. And mast weavers will utilize the same tree. Different species will utilize the same tree. I've actually seen, I think it was at least 3 species of weaver using the same tree to build a nest. We had the lesser mast weaver and the village weaver, also known as the speckled backed or speckled weaver, and also the cape weaver. And all 3 of them use the same tree. It's quite amazing to watch them. And each species will build it slightly differently and use different things. The red-headed weavers that we had, they'll use the branches, but they'll also wrap twigs with leaves in it into their nest, and it's got quite a long entrance. The village weavers also have a good, what would you say, about 5-6 centimetres? It's about 5-6 centimetres, I think, entrance to their nest. The southern mast weaver doesn't really have an entrance, a tunnel to the nest. It just has the entrance going in. So you should be able to tell the species just by looking at the type of nest and the size of the entrance tunnel. Okay, I'm gonna leave him go now that he's settled down. Shame, I'm pretty sure it was me that disturbed him. I wonder if he was in quite a deep sleep. That'd have been quite funny to have seen that. But we shall continue on. Now, I'm not going to go across the dam wall. Definitely felt that I can actually see my tyre mark from yesterday. Definitely felt like the back tyre was starting to slide a little bit, so it's getting a little bit too narrow. So I'm going to drive around.
In case you don't know, this tree gets used by weavers a lot.
I saw the old nest there actually. You know which species? Mast. Southern or lesser? Lesser. Actually, yeah, it was actually the southern mast weave, not the lesser mast weave, that I saw showing the same tree. The lesser, it's quite difficult to tell the lesser and the southern, but if you look at the eye, the lesser mast weaver actually has a blue eye and the southern mast has a red eye. Which species? village weaver tends to be a little bit bigger than the southern mast. The back is a lot more spotted, but so it can be very, very, very difficult to tell, even if both are side by side, unless you can see the size difference or the back nicely. Sorry, Mark. Oh, we have some elephant tracks there.
What's that?
Did you get that?
Brian.
No, I heard from Brian something about math.
I think he
weavers
said,
again.
do they choose thorn trees so that snakes can't get to them?
Ah, okay. Do they choose thorn trees? I'm just trying to think of what was used.
No, thorn. No.
'Cause they did use acacia trees up our way. That was also an acacia, wasn't it? There.
Yeah, but
Was
it's
it?
not necessary because
Yeah.
they'll use weeping willows.
I was just thinking because I have seen them even use grass, like just very, very tall reeds almost. I think it was reeds. I forget now. But what I do remember is seeing a boomslang, and it was actually on Christmas Day, my first Christmas in South Africa, and a boomslang was actually moving up into the nests that were on. I'm sure they were on the end of the grass, the long grass. It was almost like thatching grass or something. Could have been just the low-lying branches, but he was actually using the grass to get into the nests, and the weavers were going absolutely mad around this boomslang. And it was actually a female. It was a brown boomslang. It was a female boomslang. And they were actually pecking the boomslang, and then eventually the boomslang was actually trying to strike out at the adults, and it lost its grip, and it actually fell to the floor, and then it shot up the next stalk and into the nest, and it obviously found a chick in there, and that's what it was after. So boomslangs can also move quite easily through acacias, so it's not really going to help them to be in a nest in an acacia tree as such. It's more they'll use the thorns to actually help hold on to the nest, or to anchor the nest. But I've seen the Cape weavers use fig trees.
Eucalyptus. I think Cape weavers use eucalyptus even.
Oh, you've seen them use eucalyptus, okay. I'm just trying to think what other trees I've seen them in. So for mostly I've saw the mast weavers in acacias. So I'm trying to rack my brains about that particular instance. I'm sure they were on the end. It's not normal, but there was just a colony there that obviously decided, or a flock there just decided to start their nests in that area. And I think it was because of the material. Because what they do is they take a little piece of grass and they'll fly back with it, and then they'll weave it into the nest, and they go back again and find another piece of grass and weave that in. And it can take them about a day and a half to make a nest. Who was that from? Linda. Thanks, Linda. Coming back to us on the age of the rocks, the Drakensberg rocks. And 200 million years old. So thank you very much for that, Linda. So that would... No, that's not 2 billion, is it? I can't think now.
It's 1/5 of 1 billion.
Yeah. So relatively young compared to the Bushveld complex in the north and the Waterberg Mountains. Okay. And if there's anybody joining us, just tuning in, or if you just found the channel, my name's Tara. And we're busy looking for any animals or birds or anything of interest this beautiful sunny morning here at Juma Game Reserve. We're trying to find some tracks of animals. The animals that we did find tracks of have gone off with our part of the concession. And I have Mark joining me on camera this afternoon. Oh, sorry, this morning. And we also have Alex and Africa in final control. So if you would like to send through any questions, you just need to send them through to final control at safari.tv. And with this being 100% live, we don't edit anything out, we don't change anything. What you see is what's happening right now. You're joining a live game drive.
Just a second. Go back for me, please. More. Ora scusami, ho tradotto, ma
Well, do you need me to go back further?
Go back a bit more.
Bit more. Oh, that's what I found.
There was one, there was something up there.
Do you think it's moved or? Sorry, Alex, can you send that again? Oh. I'm going to go to the end of this road and just see if there's any sign of the buffalo. Otherwise I'm going to go back towards Gowrie Dam and have a look around for any more tracks from Induna. Gonna look out for any dwarf mongoose now, sitting outside termite mounds. They choose to stay in termite mounds. And the whole reason for termite mounds, the whole reason why termites build them, is for air conditioning. It's temperature regulation. So in the winter, quite a large part of the The surface is pointed towards the east so that when the sun rises, it starts to warm up the mound itself, so it actually starts to heat up the air inside. And in summer you'll actually find holes opening up on the termite mound itself, and it actually allows warm air to escape, because obviously the termites are going to be working quite hard in the nest underground, so all the hot air will escape and the other holes will drag in air from outside, and it gets sent right underground into the damp tunnels right underneath the nest, and then it gets cycled back into the main areas with this cooler air, and it keeps it quite a nice constant 32 degrees, which is quite an amazing thing for such a small animal. Where we had the buffalo yesterday, and the herd was pretty much on this corner last night. And there's the dwarf mongoose. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer to them. I love watching dwarf mongoose, it's so interesting. How close they're going to let us get. Is that a good view of them there, Mark, for you?
Yeah, best as we can if the grass is in the way, but
Yeah.
we can live with that.
Let's see if we can. Hopefully if they relax enough I can try and get a little bit closer. Dwarf mongoose being the smallest carnivore here in South Africa. And one of the more sociable mongoose. It's quite amazing that mongoose can be so varied in the way of their social structure and what they eat and even just their activity. With the dwarf mongoose you have these large colonies of businesses. There's a collective noun for mongoose. And then on the other extreme you have the white-tailed mongoose, which is solitary. Quite a large mongoose, maybe about cat size. Large cat size. These guys are diurnal, so they're active during the day. Foraging around for any insects in the grass. Maybe small lizards, things like that. Whereas you're looking at the white-tailed mongoose active at night. Maybe having a wider range of mammals. We'll go for rodents, lizards. They're much larger prey than what the dwarf mongoose will have. They may even hunt dwarf mongoose. maybe not a norm, but if they came across one, they probably would eat one big enough to be able to manage a dwarf mongoose. And the dwarf mongoose are more likely to accept a stranger into the colony. And it can be that a stranger, if it's moving into a colony where the sex ratio is a little bit outnumbered, could be the stranger even makes it to the head position, the alpha female or male, which is quite an unusual thing for especially sociable mongoose. Especially think about the suricats, the meerkats. It's quite difficult for strangers to be introduced into the colony, and if they do, they generally don't make a high-ranking position. I'm also looking around the termite mound to see if there's a rough-scaled plated lizard. They'll also share a termite mound with dwarf mongoose. We may see one basking in the sun this time of year.
Climb up top. Climb up top.
Yeah. Yeah, go. Hi Josh from California. Welcome on board this morning. Great to have you with us out on Jigger in this beautiful game reserve this morning with us. Such a beautiful sun, enjoying the dwarf mongoose sunning themselves. And you'd just like to know about hippos. Do they have a problem with alligators or crocodiles in the dams? We only really have the crocodile here, and the alligators are more found in the US, in North America especially. Alligators tend to have quite a broad flat head, whereas the crocodiles tends to be a lot more rigid, or ridged, should I say. And we did have one crocodile in the dam at Buffalo's Hook. We had about 5 or 6 hippos there at that stage. And crocodiles don't tend to bother hippos too much. But if there's a baby and it's left out, then you may find a problem. But generally the mothers are quite good at protecting the young from the crocodiles. But it's not really the norm that crocodiles will go for baby hippo. They seem to sort of respect each other's space. I'm still waiting to see a hornbill playing with dwarf mongoose. I would love to see that.
It's getting steady.
And just remember folks, this is 100% live from Juma Game Reserve in South Africa here. And you're joining myself, Tara, Mark on camera, and Alex in final control on a live game drive. And at the moment we're sitting here with a beautiful colony of dwarf mongoose. So the collective noun for dwarf mongoose or any mongoose is a business. Quite why it's called a business, I'm not sure. I think these mongoose are slowly warming up, using the termite mound as a vantage point, also to keep a lookout for any predators. But obviously a vantage point for catching the sun's rays so they can help to warm up. I'm probably going to start going off and foraging for food. I saw a couple jump off the termite mound. It looks like the others might go and follow. So I think we might continue on and look for Induna, quite possibly. See if he's still in the area from last night. I was hoping that maybe the buffalo might have been around here. I think they may have continued up. We'll carry on up here and see if we get any tracks. And then hopefully end up towards Gowrie Dam there. I may just make another quick turn around Chelapan. Wasn't anything there this morning. Even the birds were very quiet. So I'm going to also try Mvubu Road if we have chance. The back of the dam.
Whoa.
Camera's sleeping. Wants to go Lalapan. That's where across. Welcome back, everybody. I'm just going to take this call from Johnny. Johnny, go. Bluetooth. Very.
Yeah, this is I got fixed, but very far away. Close to the Cuba boundary, but north of the Coral Camp. I was very tired. I was sleeping there. And then just some go over there and see in Combe in South Turkey. So I'm going to go check those in Combe right.
Copy that. Thanks for ringing in.
From what you said last night, it's kind of a sad one. I feel like that sometimes as well when everything's happening in the west or down south. So, yeah, some days it's good, some days not.
For sure, hey. Enjoy. Johnny just giving an update. There was a steenbok that just ran off, but she ran too far into the bush. Johnny did find the Styx Pride on Torchwood. It's obviously the Pride that walked through here. He said that they looked very tired. They'd obviously been walking all night. Maybe after the buffalo. But I think he also said there was one elephant. I didn't catch where it was. Unfortunately, it wasn't close by where we are. And the rhino that we were also tracking is also in Torchwood. Okay, apparently you guys are watching Gary at the moment. I'm not too sure entirely what's going on, but Alex is telling me that it looks like two pairs, so it's probably with them being highly territorial birds, and obviously with the chicks around, the two parents won't want any other Egyptian geese around. There's probably some Egyptian geese came in and they're trying to chase them off by the sounds of it. So we continue to having a look for any tracks. We've got the buffalo tracks. Looks like they're going northeast. We're having a quick look around Impala Plains here. I think we may go into a slightly broken signal area. I'm just wondering if there's a lot of noise coming from the Egyptian geese. It might be worth putting the sound up on them. It'd be quite interesting. Okay. Sorry, just send again. hope everybody enjoyed that. So it's difficult for me to comment exactly what's going on there, obviously I didn't see it, but myself and Mark were just discussing that we have seen a pair, I've seen a pair around Treehouse Dam. It could possibly be the same pair that's been moving around. I think there would have been fighting because of the chicks, the parents not wanting the pair to be there. So, we continue on looking for tracks. Have another look around for Induna's tracks and just seeing if anything's come up this side. We thought we'd give Impala Plains a try. Possibly there's been the crash of 4 rhino around in the Impala Plains area. And in the same, they tend to be quiet, routine animals, so if they're in an area for a short while, then chances are they could stay for a few days, so you might be able to see if they are still in the area. And we also, on the way through to Arethusa last night, after bumping into the buffalo herd, we also bumped into 2 cheetah. So we were hoping to try it out and see if the cheetah were also around. Thinking if these buffalo went northeast, they may have come across Rebecca's road. Have you got leopard there? Going south.
Yeah.
Just got one here.
Might be quite fresh. Yeah, now it's gone down there. It's gone down the back.
Okay, I've got hyena tracks going that way. Okay, well, let's try this one then.
Yeah, but your side, let me see this one.
I've got nothing my side, huh?
Yeah.
You got them?
Yeah.
Still
Sprayed,
going
yeah.
around?
Straight down. Rebecca's probably Philemon's dip by now. Check termite now.
They've been favouring this area a lot as well.
Yeah.
Have you still got them your side? No. Nope. I also don't have.
Go back to that open area at the junction.
Sorry?
turn around and have a look in the grasses there.
See where the tracks disappeared. Apparently Rexon have very good eyesight for spotting leopards. Is that true?
Well, not only eyesight, Rex just had a. He knew them and he knew their movements and he knew. I mean, his tracking skills are phenomenal too. But he'd probably pick up a lot more cues that we're not picking up.
Yeah.
Could be lying on this eroded patch here in this donga. Lying in the sun.
That's what I would be doing if I was a leopard. At this point in time. Sheltered, open spot. Sunbathing.
Franklin chirping down the bottom.
Is it?
See.
Struggling to load.
Franklin falling down there. What we can do is go down towards the Oldham Pisikaya.
So it's further, because I can't hear it over the machine.
Yeah.
Is it down?
It's quite far down.
Quite far in.
This is good. I mean, he might have come down that mighty drain ahead of us, rather than on the road.
Yeah, it was on here.
Right there. That's almost goes into the bush. There.
And then it disappears.
And then, hang on.
I think it does go that way. Because there's nothing here. I think it does go over.
Yeah, it's probably that Franklin is calling. So if we go to Philemon's Dip, turn around again. Maybe took a shortcut down this drainage line to Philemon's Dip.
Sorry?
Might have taken a shortcut down this drainage line to Philemon's Dip. Not to the dip. This side of Philemon's Dip. Bedford Road Dip.
You can just about hear the Franklin you're talking about now.
Yeah.
It's quite far up.
I'm sure that Franklin's shouting at him.
Okay. It's just starting to warm up now here. I've already taken off my scarf and I think it's probably going to be time for the next layer, in which case if it's starting to warm up, the animals may come out of the bush. From their hiding spots. As we go into the last 40 minutes of the drive this morning.
Side of this ridge.
You still hear the Franklin calling.
No.
So it might be easier to go in from Clemens Cook Line side. Would we not be closer?
It's like an old, it's really, really bumpy and really, really rough.
Is it? Remember, if anybody does have any questions, feel free to email them through to finalcontrol@safari.tv. So we're busy trying to track a leopard. So we're just trying to decide what the best plan of attack is. The track's being lost, cutting through the bush and the Franklin calling. The Franklin was quite far into the bush. By the time you try and work out a way of getting down into that area, whatever disturbed it may have continued on. It takes you 3 times longer to try and get in and out of the bush. You say we were on Rebecca's Road in relation
further.
Sorry?
Still further.
Further. here. Where are you going back here?
By the time I
going
get
in?
the camera, there's gone. Yeah.
Is it going in?
No, it's just flying very low, so it's gone.
Okay, there was a battalier that caught my eye. And I wondered if it was flying in.
Steenbok
There's
running.
another Steenbok, yeah. Please don't run away. Stay. Still there. Gone. Okay, I'm hearing squirrels calling.
Young
Okay.
squirrels. What is calling?
They're calling from in here.
That battalier is just taken off. There. What? Stop. It's these ground scraper thrushes.
Sorry?
Ground scraper thrush.
Oh, where?
In this dead tree on the junction.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Good spot.
That's who's chirping.
Or is it her that we're hearing?
I wonder if there's not another leopard around here somewhere.
Sorry?
I wonder if there's not another leopard around here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm hearing there's a squirrel in the background. There's a couple of squirrels. There's one to my left now.
And I did think I saw something on the termite mound this morning when we were here.
Quite striking, the stripes on the face and the spots on the chest. Very difficult to mix her with any other thrush. It looks like there was two of them.
There's actually probably a few more. Because there's a lot of this chirping at the moment.
There goes the squirrel again behind us.
I think there's something here. I mean, that Steenbok came barreling out of here.
Yeah, because we were quite far away from it.
Yeah.
It came from, what would it be, roughly around here, hey?
Yeah.
And went in. Maybe it might be worth us driving down here again.
We need to have a look around here. The termite mound that I saw something on was just up here.
Just up this side, hey? Trying to piece together the puzzle with the alarm calls from the squirrels, and it sounds like the ground scraper thrushes as well.
What's that?
And again, if there's anybody just joining us, tuning in for the first time, my name's Tara. And I'm guiding you this morning with Mark on camera and Alex in fire control. And it's starting to warm up quite nicely here at Juma Game Reserve. Still hoping to try and find the reason why these animals are calling in the last half an hour of the game drive.
Yep. Okay, that's gonna be just too much. That's too much jigger. Sorry. I want to undo that. Car needs to sit higher up.
Yeah. I'm saying I need to higher up.
We need to swap that seat with the other one. That
I can just about see over the steering wheel.
that's not the issue.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and go back along Kidderman's Creek time.
That would be my choice.
Just thought if he was moving through this way. It may be lucky. But no. And just remember everybody, if you'd like to join me for this fireside chat tonight, 6:30. We had to postpone it from last night. We had Induna catching a guinea fowl last night, so we decided to stay with Induna a little bit longer. So you'll be able to catch the fireside chat. We're going to just be discussing about the Ingwe leopard project and my time spent there. How we went about catching the leopard and putting a collar on it, and why we put collars on the animals. And obviously we've been seeing some collared animals here in the Sabi Sands coming in from Kruger, and they part of a larger research project. So I'll be discussing that in a bit more detail, showing a few clips. There's the Steenbok again. Or is that the Impala actually? No, it's the Impala.
And he's looking
Impala
this
looking.
way. Something around here. There's something happening.
Where is he
here.
looking?
What it is exactly.
He's looking straight down the way here. Okay, I'm going to drive a little bit further down. Impala Ram. Still holding on to territory. Maybe in the hope that there's the odd one or two females that are still in estrus.
He's listening to these thrushes chattering.
Sorry?
He's listening as well, and you can probably hear these thrushes chattering.
I think so, eh?
Alarming.
We're certainly looking down here rather than off to the side into the bush.
Okay.
Okay. Excuse me. Oh, Alimo.
Alimo. It's Alimo's birthday.
It's your birthday as well today. Happy birthday.
It's Alimo in check. Alimo who used to operate the camera.
Aha! I think I met you once, Alimo. Desperately trying to find this leopard here.
We didn't do Weaver's Nest this morning, did we?
No, we didn't, did we?
Maybe we ought to just check coming up from Chelapa and see if there are tracks there that will confirm it.
I still think there is something in this area. The impala looking down here. There's a couple of squirrels calling and those brown scraper thrushes. Maybe he's continued on already. Family here.
A little forward.
A bit more.
I suppose they're going to be walking. Yeah.
There we go. As I say, as it starts to warm up, the animals are starting to come out of the bush, quite literally. Look, both of them look just behind us. Beautiful, beautiful antelope. Obviously with those large ears they're going to be able to detect predators extremely well. And that's possibly one of the reasons why they do have large ears. They tend to live in a thicker bush rather than out on the grassy areas. They just cross the open areas to get to the other part of the bush. So they need an extra sense or acute sense to detect predators. So even though they have very good eyesight, large ears help them to detect predators. Could possibly be also to have a lot more blood vessels in their ear, just like the elephant's ear, to help keep them cool.
Oh wow. It's quite a pretty effect in the camera,
That
I
is,
think.
Harold.
All the leaves falling.
It's snowing marula leaves. That is beautiful. There's a kudu right off into the bush. That was quite special. But both of them, all three females look behind us. Everything's gone very quiet now. I think maybe we go back down around the northern side of Treehouse Dam and up again around that block.
Yeah.
Although something is still saying to me that there's still something on this side of the block. going north, south? Going south. Going down to Chelapan.
What's there? Hippo.
Buffalo, hippo.
Chelapan again, I think.
They look fresh.
What's some of the fresh there? I'm trying to think when I last saw Chelapan. Yeah, on the road. Very fresh. Probably by minutes. When we came out from Rebecca's Road, those thrushes and things were falling.
Yeah, okay, I see them here.
Cut through that corner of the bush where the kudu were.
Yeah.
And has come down this way. Maybe he's ahead of us somewhere.
On the left again.
Yeah. Let's just get to Chela. Making a beeline to Chelapan.
Sorry, you're breaking up quite badly, Alex. Okay, I think I'm getting that. Everybody in the WeChat, sorry, is that Scott?
No, the best.
Yeah, best shade tree. Really, I'd say just the tallest tree, or any tree. I know Acacia tortilis, the umbrella thorns, have quite a wide canopy. Marula trees also seem to be quite good shade. Jackalberries. It's amazing what can fit under even a small tree. I mean, I've seen elephants under very, very small shrubs. You got anything that side, Mark? I've got nothing here.
Push. I don't know if Lynn's still awake in Canada.
Yeah. And then if you're still with us, I'll have a quick look at Chelapan for you, asking about how full it was. Sorry?
Is.
It has dried up quite a lot actually since I last saw.
But it's still at the base of the Jackalberry, almost.
Yeah, because it sort of came quite high up with the last rains, even to that bush at the back there.
Well, it was beyond that Jackalberry. I'm showing the base of that Jackalberry.
I think actually, yeah, it was coming up to almost to where we are with the jigger.
This little jackleberry that had 2 leopards in it once.
This one?
Yes.
Sure.
He's in Induna. This who had a baby terrapin.
Oh wow. There's a little squirrel it's just made.
Yeah, see that?
It's disappeared behind the bush.
Too late, she cried.
Oh, that sun is lovely and warm now. But now I'm puzzled as to where those tracks actually went.
Cut through the bush,
Oh.
maybe.
I didn't see which side.
No. Maybe going back towards
Leading us in a wild goose
Gowrie
chase.
Pan. I mean, Gowrie Dam.
I think you could be right. Yeah, we have a question. Hi James, from Los Angeles. Asking how much education do we have for this job? I think we've all got a different background. But myself, I actually really enjoyed the animal behaviour from when I was working at the zoo. So I did a zoology degree. So obviously try and help me understand the scientific side of animal behaviour.
Parrot. Parrot.
Ah, brown-headed parrot. Unfortunately, oh, there's another one here. And I've always wanted to see the animals in the wild and actually live the experience. So I decided to come out and do a ranger course. And they trained us for 6 months, and then we got placed in lodge for 6 months, and that's basically the guiding training that I've had. And the more you do this job, the more you learn, obviously like any job, but especially the bush skills, like tracking, and if you're out there, bless you, if you're out there every day,
Excuse me.
and you come across different things every day and you read up on them, and obviously people sending in information with Safari TV, you're basically just learning every day about the bush. I mean, you're seeing something new every day, you're learning something new every day. And it especially helps going out with someone that's like Mark, who's been in the bush for many, many, many more years than I have, and learning just, you know, a few skills and improving on skills each day. I think out of all the team, I've probably had the least experience as a guide, and I've been guiding for it'll be about 4 years now in June, and I'm loving it still. I love learning about the bush, and as I say, I've moved to the Sabi Sands in March, so it's a completely new area for me. And there's some trees that I know, some trees that are new to me, so I'm learning as I'm going. And because of the different scenarios with the amount of animals that are available, and about amount of sort of space that they are able to have, it's opening up a whole new world to me of animal behaviour that I've never experienced before in my old reserve. And that's quite a big reason why guides do move around, to gain more experience in different areas. And I think I'm probably the only one of the team that hasn't actually had any experience in the Sabi Sands before I came, or before they came here. I think everybody else has had some experience working either in Kruger or in Sabi Sands. So you're basically seeing me having on-the-job training as well. And you'll see me asking the guys, obviously their advice because they've been here longer. Questions that I'm not sure about, I'll ask their advice as well.
But you see, you've got that academic side of it.
Well, that's,
bit
I
of the
think,
theory side of it that I'm learning from too.
yeah, I think we all bring something different to the team.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
Definitely.
I've got a lot of experience in the
Oops,
Waterberg
hold on.
with the Sapedi people, and there'll be stories that I bring in from the Waterberg. The guys here. I mean, I was talking to Patrick about a weeping wattle the other day, and the Shangaan people use a different part of the weeping wattle to the Sapedi people. I say it's the first time I've actually been able to see brown-headed parrots. We didn't used to get them on my old reserve, so it's new birds. And I'd say what I do is look through the bird book anyway. So even if it's a new bird, I generally know what it is. But as I say, it's getting quick to identify them, getting used to the birds in the area, getting used to the animals and the routines and that sort of thing. Well, it doesn't look. I was hoping that maybe the leopard was going to walk out the bush this side for us, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So if we bump into it on the way back, then we'll see if we can show you guys. But otherwise, unfortunately, we've come to the end of the drive. Quite a quiet drive this morning, but that's the way the bush goes sometimes. Sometimes you can have everything popping up all at once, and then other days it's quite quiet. But I think it was fairly chilly start this morning. Possibly quite a cold night last night. I thought it was slightly warmer, but as I say, the animals obviously felt a difference because we weren't seeing as many animals around as other days or other mornings. So it does make a difference to them, and they do tend to stick in the bush where it's warmer, as I've been explaining. But thank you very much to everybody who's joined us this morning, and again, happy birthday to everybody who's celebrating their birthday today. And I hope you guys have either a brilliant day or a great night, or you've had a great day. And hopefully you'll be able to join us again this afternoon at 3 o'clock Central Africa time. And we'll be going out and doing another safari, and hopefully following up on the leopard that we think's in this block here somewhere, and maybe any other animals that decide to come through. And obviously my fireside chat at 6:30 tonight Central African time as well, so join me for that. But for myself, Mark and Alex, I'll be saying goodbye to you.